You know, a lot of people got questions about what's going on with me and Sako. So today, we're gonna give the people what they really want. Better get your popcorn ready. First question, where's Sako? That's a hell of a question because I have no idea. Second question, are you and Sako still together? No, I filed for divorce July 30th. And like any man going through a divorce, I got me a Harley.
I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far.
Now I know that's not the tea you want, but you know me, I'm not one for drama. Now listen, as y'all know, we make pretty good money doing this, and it looks like I'm gonna need somebody to fill that spot. So if you wanna have a good life, hang out, raise hell, do whatever you want, and not have a boss, holler at me. But for now, I'm gonna go ride side by sides with my friends and family. Everybody have a great day.
Where is Sako? Sako's right here. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. First off, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been reaching out to me, checking in on me, make sure I'm okay, praying for me, worrying about me. I appreciate you. Now, I'm not here to trash anybody. I'm not here to share every single detail of my entire life. But there have been some things said about me that I don't appreciate. So let's get down to it, shall we? Yes, it's true. Dalton and I are getting a divorce. We're no longer together. Everything really started to happen in February, but I had to make the ultimate, hardest decision in my life and left him in July. And yes, Dalton filed first, but just remember, there's 3 sides to every story, and you've only heard one. So apparently, a stranger on the internet saw me at a hotel with a man. That man is my security guard who Dalton hired, aka Big Red. But since nobody bothered to ask me what the truth was, the truth is my security guard was helping me bring my luggage into my hotel in public. And now all of a sudden, there's allegations of cheating, partying, I left my family, all kinds of shit. So for everyone who thinks I'm having an affair with this man or I cheated on Dalton, I'm not. Big Red is my security guard, and he always will be because I pay him to be so I can feel safe. There's nothing more, nothing less. And Dalton knows exactly where I am. Have I been out in public more recently? Absolutely. Does that mean that I abandoned my child? Absolutely not. But just because I'm a mom and I'm going through a divorce doesn't mean that I cannot continue to live my life. I mean, this man was my best friend. What people forget to realize is that we choose what to show you online. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Mental health is so important, and so is how you treat people. You know, the mother of your child. But I have my truth. I have my proof. I just choose not to put it all over the internet. All I'm going to say is this incompetent South African immigrant girl who can't speak English has found her inner peace. And I'm never looking back. Ever. And always remember, put yourself first, love yourself, and treat people with kindness because you never know what they're going through. Pass the positivity. Everybody have a great day.
There was a time when the internet couldn't get enough of Sako and Dalton, and it seems evident now that they can't get enough. The interracial couple built an audience by giving people something social media loves. A relationship that felt different, something that hits home, that allows people to watch, that type of content with no problem. And a whole lot of we ain't worried, but now the internet is very worried because Sako disappeared. Dalton started posting emotional videos. Let me give you a little snippet of that right here. He started crying on the internet like a little bitch. I'm my bad. Shit. This stuff just happens naturally.
Have you ever been sad before? I have, and I hate it.
Rumors started flying, and suddenly the couple that built their brand around being together became one of the biggest relationship mysteries on the internet. So, what actually happened? Was this a real relationship falling apart? Did infidelity play a role? Or did we just watch two creators discover one of the oldest rules of social media? Drama gets views. Because if you look deep into it, it seems like they playing all y'all who ain't got nothing better to do with your lives. Playing y'all for a fool. And making money off it. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do. I don't watch these niggas. I just was trying to figure out what's going on the internet with all this BS. But hey, it's fun. Content, I guess. The first thing people noticed wasn't necessarily a breakup announcement. It was the empty space. Sako simply wasn't appearing in the content anymore the way she used to. I guess people didn't see her anymore. And when you've built your entire online identity around a relationship, people notice when one half of the relationship suddenly disappears. That's when the theories started. People started connecting dots, and old videos, old arguments, old accusations, even unrelated incidents start to pop up. And that's where social media gets dangerous. Because once the audience decides something happened, they make up their own stories. Every new piece of information becomes evidence supporting the theory. You invited this. Dalton eventually posted an emotional video discussing his mother's terminal cancer diagnostics. But what really grabbed people's attention was his suggestions that, there was something else happening in his life that was even more painful. Crying more, like a little bitch. I ain't calling the man a bitch. This is just for content. He didn't immediately explain exactly what he meant, beating around the bush for content. And the internet did what the internet does best. It filled in the blanks. People started assuming the problem was Sako. Some people thought the marriage was over. Others started accusing Dalton of abuse. Others started digging into an early February arrest. He got arrested in February. And suddenly, a relationship that millions of people thought they understood, they thought it was ironclad. They thought it was like, the best thing since sliced bread. Since they discovered sliced bread and discovered that you don't have to bite the whole thing like a savage. I still prefer to bite the bread like that. But anyway, since sliced bread, everybody thought this interracial relationship, and don't forget the part about them being, they both are accountants. They do accounting, and they sell corn from the cornfield. So everyone thought that was perfect. I think most women when they look at that relationship, they could have the status of having a white man on their side, and also be a freak in the sheets and on the internet where other men can see them. I don't know what kind of relationship that was. I ain't judging. I'm just talking shit. This is what I'm here. This is what I'm doing. I'm just talking shit. This is shit talk, right? I don't know shit about these people. I just see it on my feed, and I'm here to talk shit like I normally do on a regular day. I don't get paid for it. Maybe I should. I'm just talking shit. But it seems as if everyone thought that was the perfect relationship, the interracial relationship. These guys also are accountants that sell corn on the internet. Had a kid. I live in rural butt F nowhere. And they entertain the people that ain't got nothing to do. And they thought that was, most people, because their views, and there's a lot of people that was really interested in these people. And suddenly, a relationship that millions of people thought they understood became a giant internet investigation. But here's where we need to slow down. And an allegation isn't proof. An arrest doesn't automatically tell you who was involved. And but hold on. An arrest does tell you, if you got the documents, who was involved. So let's correct that. And somebody disappearing from social media doesn't automatically mean their marriage is over. Because from what I've seen, it seems like he's posting the videos that she's making weird. And they're both posting in areas that kind of seem like the same place. So they're having a fight. They might be in the same house having a fight and using the internet, making the internet thing they split up. All that time they're in the same household. These people stupid. I mean, eventually Dalton answered the biggest question. On August 23rd, he publicly confirmed that he had filed for divorce. And according to Dalton, the filing happened on July 30th. So at least one part of the mystery is no longer speculation. He came out and said what he had to say, and it happened, The marriage is ending. But now we get to the part everybody really wants to know why. And that's where things got messy. There have been allegations of infidelity circulating online. People run with their narratives. I don't know. But this is where we have to separate the courtroom from the comment section. There are claims, there are counterclaims, there are people saying they saw things, there are people saying they have receipts, and there are people who have already decided who the villain is. But unless the evidence is independently verified, we shouldn't turn internet allegations into established facts. Because the video of her, she said a whole lot of nothing. And here's the funny thing about social media. The audience wants a simple story. Cheater, victim, villain, hero, roll the credits. Real relationships don't work like that. Some people, sometimes people cheat. You know what I mean? People lie, people grow apart. Shit happens. But for most viewers, this was the perfect relationship. And then there's the question nobody wants to ask. Because could some of this be good business? That's what I'm asking. Could this just be a play? Because obviously the man came out and said he made a certain amount out just by talking some shit, because Sako and Dalton didn't just have a marriage. They had a brand built around the marriage. So their livelihood is built on this. When you're getting paid for something, sometimes you gotta remember, when someone is getting paid for something, when it comes to social media, you gotta ask a question. Is there a bias? Is there someone taking sides because they're getting paid for it? Every argument creates curiosity. Every emotional video creates engagement. Every missing spouse creates comments. And every comment, share, reaction, and reaction video can potentially translate into money. So all of this is translating into money for people that watch, people that create content on it. Not the people that watch, those are the consumers. The people that create content on this drama and the people that are creating the drama. So who's the benefit from this? The couple. Who's not benefiting from it? The people that are wasting their time watching. Yeah. It's not something that's not happened before. Let's just put it that way. Not something that people aren't doing. They are doing it. They are faking things for money. I'm not saying this is the same situation. That's simply how the creative economy works. And some viewers have even criticized Dalton online for appearing to acknowledge that the attention generated by the situation was financially beneficial. So you over here taking time out of your day and sad or angry or whatever, yet he's doing this to make money. So do something better with your life. So now the audience has another question. Are we watching a breakup, or are we watching a breakup become content? It is definitely a breakup that's becoming content, and I think they hit a jackpot, and now they're saying, hey, maybe we should break up more often. I'm just making stuff up. But maybe the most interesting part of the Sako and Dalton story isn't whether somebody cheated. Maybe it's what happens when your private life becomes your business, you know? Because when millions of people watch your relationship online, between your real life, people just don't know if you're performing, The audience think they know you. They know your jokes, they know your arguments, they know your family, they know your love story. But they don't know what happens when the camera's off. We really don't know, only your close friends. And that's the part that matters. So maybe Sako and Dalton really did fall apart because of infidelity. Maybe there was deeper problems that the public never saw. Maybe the attention made everything worse. Maybe when they start blowing up is when things start to go up and down at the same time. I don't know. Or maybe we're watching two people turn the most painful chapter of their lives into the biggest business opportunity they've ever had. We don't know yet. And that's exactly why everybody is still watching. Because in 2026, the relationship doesn't have to survive for the content to keep going. You know what I mean? They both could take their own sides and do what they got to do. Sometimes the breakup becomes the content. They both separate. Now they can grow their channel, so when they come back, they got more money. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is a new business. Whoever didn't have a channel with a lot of followers creates that channel, and now they're both creating revenue. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.